Hey YouTube, Brent of the Bees Cichlids back with an update about the pool pond. Um, so I kept the mint plants in here. There's a variety. There's some spearmint, some chocolate mint, and I'm not exactly sure about what the other one is off the top of my head. And then I have a couple of lilies in there, and these are just like land lilies. I guess you'd call them terrestrial lilies, but and I just have them sitting in water. I don't have them in any substrate or anything. They're in the filter on top there, as you can see. And the mint plants, I mean, I know this from just propagating them in like jars of water in the windowsill or whatever, but these things do great in just water. So they're really loving this. They're getting plenty of sun. I'm gonna see if they can just spread out like this, and I'll just leave them in there, and hopefully maybe by the end of the summer I'll have a full thing. But I am planning on like trimming on them and planting them and stuff too, just because. And then as you can see, my goldfish are just loving this. I mean, the comets, I've got a Sarasa comet and then just one of those comets that you buy as feeders. I wanted to give him a home so that he wouldn't go into somebody's belly, but they're just loving this. They swim around, and the comets actually push up on the fantails that I have and kind of like, you know, push them out of the water, and they kind of swim back and forth, and yeah, everything's just really healthy. I've seen a little bit of growth in the tank too, or like, I think they had some fry actually, because every now and then I see like just some rapid movement. I actually saw a tiny little fry in here. I saw like, you know, the outline of one on the table here, and so it's gonna be kind of hard to tell until there's actual growth on these things. My Placo that I have in here, he likes to chill out on the table here. He's not doing that right now, but and then I think I threw in two others besides that one. So I've only seen one at a time. I haven't seen my albino channel cat in some time, but I'm sure it's in here. I mean, they're pretty hardy, so should be okay. So I also threw in these oak trees in here, and you can see that there's one in the filter, and then there is a planter in the corner over there that had just grown on its own from those whirligigs that fall from the tree, and they fell in a pot. And so there's one in that clay pot, one in the green pot behind that. I uprooted some of them and I put them in some of that dry lock or whatever it's called substrate from CT Tractor. Basically it's just high bakes kitty litter, but they're doing quite well. I mean, they don't mind having their feet wet, and I actually took a few of them and put their feet into water in some of my aquariums, and they're doing quite well. I've got one that's the roots really growing on that thing, so I'm kind of interested to see how long it'll last. Not sure if I updated you on this, but I got a half of a 5-gallon bucket full of Ludwigia from a buddy of mine, and he's in the hopes that this stuff will kind of start overtaking. So so far there's been a little bit of growth. I cut a bunch of stems hoping that it would propagate faster. Basically I just cut on the stem where I saw roots and then a little bit of growth, and then I kind of split them up, and so they all kind of congregate together now, but they're split. And so we're hoping, you know, maybe, I'm not even sure what kind of time frame, but maybe in a month or two time, then this whole pond will be blanketed by these things, and we can kind of pick off of it. But there's that. I got some tropical water lilies in. One I can't really see right now, but there's one that's doing okay. It's underneath that wood by that Java fern, and you can kind of see the stem on the left a little bit. This one got uprooted. I'm not sure if it was by the rain or turbulence or by the goldfish or what, but I'm gonna have to plant that back in. I've got one sitting down on the pond floor, and that seems to be doing okay. I checked on that a few days ago. one that I don't even see in here, so it must have uprooted and moved a little bit, so I have to find that. Duckweed is surviving. I mean, my goldfish don't seem to have discovered them, and I hope it can kind of propagate a little bit before they really go to town on this. Try to keep them well fed. One I waited too long to plant. It's over in that blue potter, and I'm hoping I'll get some growth on it. I mean, the stems that were on it kind of had rotted away by the time I got to it, so I'm hoping that wasn't like an end all. Otherwise, yeah, I'm just really excited to see what's going to come out of this Ludwigia. My wood really starting to sink, so I'm excited about that. I mean, you know, it looks like, you know, kind of like a lakeside with just like, you know, like all kinds of wood in there, and I don't love it, but this is for, you know, the good of my fish, for my aquariums, and so I'll tolerate it until it sinks. Other than that, I don't know if there's a lot. I mean, I threw some Java fern in here as well, so I'm kind of excited about that. Hopefully that'll kind of propagate, and if it seems like it's going to be sunburned at all, I'll tie it on some wood and put it in the corners of my pool so that it gets less light. But so far, so good. Things are clearing up a little bit, as you can see. I mean, the water's always been like nice and clean looking, but it's been kind of murky. But partially I'm assuming that's due to tannins from all this wood, partially due to the pond cycle, I think, and also at times there's just a ton of algae in here. Right now it's pretty clear because there was a raining, and so I'm pretty hopeful about that. Yeah. So I just cleaned out the sponge filter portion of my pump, so I'm getting a good stream off the waterfall. And you see there's a pot there, and those are full of land lilies too, and I just submersed the bottom of the pot in the pond, you know, just kind of hoping any little bit will help with nitrates and stuff. And the water smells super clear, or super clean. I mean, it doesn't smell, you know, like stale or swampy or anything like that. It just smells really nice. And at times I'll go wading in here, kind of, you know, checking out things, and everything seems to be doing really good. So anyway, that's my update, and thanks for watching.